Okay folks, this is Tommy Fanelli again with Progressive Industries. We're getting ready to install the extra remote kit with the switch selection here to where you can have a display either outside or inside the RV. Now this is only available on the HC models, not the LCH models. They can only have one display. The HW models can have two. So let's get started here by opening the box up, making sure everything's in there. You should have a 3-foot cable, a 14-foot cable, a switching box. Looks like this right here. It'll have 2 green lights on it. It also has 2 holes, one on each side so you can mount it. And you'll have another display, just like the one we have on the wall now that come with the surge protector itself. This one here we'll be mounting later on upstairs inside the RV. We're going to choose a location that will be fairly convenient to be able to switch this switch, because all you have to do is move this switch from side to side and that'll select whichever display you're doing. You can't have both displays on at the same time. It's one or the other. I'm going to choose to put it right along in this area here. And the reason I choose that is because if I go down here, it's liable to get bumped onto this switch with the wire going down in there. So I can put it up here. If you put it back over here, you're gonna have to reach too far in there. And this is pretty convenient to be able to reach over here. So we're gonna mount the switch box right here. Now this unit does not come, again, with any mounting screws. You have to supply your own mounting screws. And again, here we're going into a plastic type material, so we're using a screw that will go into plastic. It's not a self-tapping screw like you'd use for metal, but it does tap its own holes. Okay, we're going to remove this wire for now. We're going to take the 3-foot wire, and it's actually a choice of which wire you want to use where. They're all the same, they're just different lengths. I'm choosing to use the 3-foot wire to run from this display, from this display to the output, one of the outputs here, and that will be the one that'll control this one whenever it's switched to display 1. That'll control that. We'll wire tie all this stuff up once we get finished here. Now we need to run from the input here. We're going to run that across and back up, back to this, the output of the surge protector. Now what we have to do is take the other 14-foot cable that came with it, and this cable here has got to go upstairs up through the floor, because the customer wants it upstairs. Obviously that's the reason for having the 2 displays. This one will plug into the other output here. This will be output 2. So once they go to a campsite and you plug up, what you want to do is switch it to 1. That'll read the information right here on this display. Then when you're done hooking up and everything's okay, push it over here. Now your display upstairs will be the one that'll be reading for you, so when you're inside your RV, you get all the readouts that you need. First of all, when you first put power to it, you have to look at it real fast. It'll flash 3/8. All that's doing is letting you know all the displays will light up, none of them are burnt out. Then you're going to see a voltage number, 115, 121, whatever your voltage is. Then the next thing you see after it engages, you're going to see your amp draw. It could be 1 amp, could be 20 amps. What depends, amps is the amount of current you're using, so it's going to depend on what all you have turned on inside the RV. The more you have on, the more amps you'll draw. Then it's going to show you your cycles. In this country, you don't have to worry about that. It runs on 60 cycles, everything does. But if you run a generator through it or something, it'll give you protection there also. And then you go to the error codes. EO would mean everything is normal and you're going to get power. But if you were to plug up, for example, to E1, that's reverse polarity. That's where they've reversed the hot neutral wire. You don't want to run that way. That's not good for your air conditioner and all. So it will not send you power into your RV until that's corrected, and so forth. Open ground, high voltage, low voltage, whatever. It has the codes that comes with it, and it'll tell you all of that. So we're going to go upstairs now, and we're going to see about drilling a hole through the floor, see where we're going to mount the other display, and we'll go from there. Okay, we're inside the RV now to add the extra remote display inside. We're going to put it over in this corner of the sleeping area, but the things you need to remember with this, in a dark room it's very bright, and it can be annoying if you're watching TV or something and you're able to spot it out of your eye. So you want to put it in a place where it's not going to do that to you, or if you roll over in the bed and you see it and it doesn't bother you. So we've chose to go down here on the cabinet, right down here. It'll be out of eyesight. We'll be able to drill through the cabinet, go down through the floor. Wires will be out of sight. It'll be a nice clean installation. Okay, we've finished the installation on this EMS-HW30C and doing the extra remote kit upstairs in the living quarters in the bedroom. We've decided when we were running our wire up, we noticed where the water fill line came through the floor and had a plastic cover over. So we removed the plastic cover and was able to fish the line right up through that, eliminated having to drill through the floor. We chose the site over on the side there to actually mount it so it wouldn't be annoying when you're looking at TV or anything like that. So we've got it powered up now, and what it's telling us, it's going to start giving you all your information once you plug up. And the first thing you're going to see here is voltage 121. He's drawing 28 amps, 60 hertz. EO means everything's normal, and it just keeps cycling 24 hours a day. Thing that you don't want to do now is whenever you don't want to ever put it in bypass with that switch. I would need to emphasize that without calling. Our techs are on call 7 days a week, so make sure you call. Let's don't mess up anything. You bought some good protection. You're all set to go.